Something my friends love to give me a hard time about is the fact that I have never owned a smartphone. I currently use a Samsung Rant. Yes, chunky. Has a slide out keyboard, which was once the height of technology. I've probably had this phone for about a dozen years or so. A few dongles are missing, but that gives me the opportunity to use the word dongle, so I'm fine with that. But I can text, I can call, I can take a photo. I really don't need it to do anything else. Now, I'm not a technophobe or a dinosaur. I've just seen some damaging effects smartphones have had on people. Someone I once knew was one of the first people to get an iPhone, and he just ended up living in it, and it really damaged his ability to interact in the real world. Now, I know not everybody has that level of addictive personality, and some folks have really valid reasons for wanting a smartphone. I'm thinking mostly of my artist friends who in normal years tour, so they need GPS and they need the ability to handle merch sales, and a smartphone can be a valuable tool. But a hammer can also be a valuable tool if you need to hammer a nail. Not everyone needs to hammer a nail though, and not everybody needs a smartphone, including me. So, what's it like living life without a smartphone? Pretty dang good. For starters, I don't constantly feel the need to be somewhere else. I see so many people really not appreciating where they are or who they're with because they're so wrapped up in what else might be out there. And in that constant quest for something else, what they really end up finding and doing is nothing. With this phone, my email doesn't follow me everywhere. We've kind of fetishized. Oof. Tough word there. We've kind of fetishized the concept of being busy. We've come to associate busy with important, which oftentimes in reality couldn't be further from the truth. But because we love the idea of being busy, having our email be able to follow us everywhere and hearing that notification that we have a new message, it makes us feel important. Here's a secret about email. Little secret. You think you need to answer everything right away, but you really don't. No one is going to stop working with you, pull back a job offer, or not buy something you have for sale simply because you took a couple hours to reply. For the most part, people respect that you have a life, or at least you're supposed to have one. Also, if someone really needs to get in touch with you, all cell phones, smart or otherwise, even this one, has a really radical feature. They can be used as a phone. I know, it's crazy, right? Like, man, who'd have expected that? It can ring and everything. Woo! Or vibrate. Wild stuff, man. Now, my phone actually once had email on it. And the day that aspect of the phone was discontinued, I had a concert to cover in the city. Because I had no email, I found myself talking to more people, including meeting someone who is still a friend of mine to this day. So I very quickly noted the irony that sometimes a fear of missing out is actually what's causing us to miss out. I used to be able to tweet from this phone, believe it or not. Yes, through SMS. Twitter took that feature away. I believe Jack got hacked or something. But now when I'm at shows, instead of live tweeting what's going on, I jot down my thoughts and I save them for articles. Works out pretty well for me. Another great aspect of not having a smartphone is that I don't care what's happening on social media at all times. I'm not dependent on getting likes or comments to provide me with tiny hits of dopamine. I'm not getting into day-long arguments online, and oftentimes when there's something everyone is getting offended about, they're done being offended by the time I'm back at my computer. Entire mobs have been built and dissipated, and I didn't have to deal with any of it. Oh, and did I mention the savings? Because I don't have to have a smartphone plan, and I don't have to deal with the planned obsolescence of smartphones, because yes, they're designed to become obsolete, so you have to continue to buy new ones. I estimate, this is a rough guesstimate based on how much cell phones cost and plans are. Over the course of the past decade or so, I think I've saved somewhere in the neighborhood of $10,000. So that's not bad, right? Yeah. I think we'd all take 10 G's. Now, none of this is to say that not having a smartphone is better than having one. I do know plenty of people who use their smartphones responsibly. But I'm happy not having one. And I'm happy with what not having one has brought to my life, and in some cases, not brought to my life. So, yes, I'll be entering 2021 without a smartphone. And I'm filled with nothing but positive vibes.